channel. Let's get this journey started. Good morning everybody. Today I'm going to be changing the spark plugs on a 2010 Nissan Xterra SR, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff you need to start taking out so you can get to the spark plugs. First things you want to do is, I already took some of this stuff out already, got a head start. These bolts are in here, 10mm. I'm loosening these out. Once you take this off, take the cover off. Then you're going to come down here and you're going to grab a pair of pliers. You're going to unhook your PCV, take this off, and then these brackets right here are going to be in here, and you're going to also take these out. This is part of your cover mount right here that goes right here. Then you're going to come down here. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts you got to take off, and they're a little tight and snug, so you're going to have to be careful when you're taking them out that you don't round out your head of the bolt. And once you get that done, then you're going to come over here and you're going to start unscrewing this right here. Take this plug out right here. Then you're going to have to, because all this stuff's going to have to come off. This whole manifold, air manifold's going to have to come out, and so is your throttle body's going to have to come out, because there's a bolt back there that you need to reach. So, alright, you're going to grab a 7mm. Loosen there, and then over here you have another one. It's not going to fit in there. Alright, once this gets loosened up, alright, so this whole compartment here is going to come off, so I'm trying to see what else I got to take off. We have to take this one off too right here. Alright. Alright. As you can see right now, you got this piece right here being held. So you have to push this in here. As you can see right here, little side's got little kind of like a little push pin thing. Just push it in there and pull it out. Alright. Alright, 8mm it is. Always keep in mind, sometimes when you loosen these bolts, anything you work in the car, you don't want to round it out. So a lot of times it's real tight. Don't sit there and just go like this and try to just do it with two hands, because you might have a chance of slipping it out. So you always want to try to have at least hold the socket itself, or if you're doing it on this side, just kind of hold it there and try to keep it in place when you try to loosen it up. Also, when you're taking out these bolts, pay attention, because some cars you might take out one bolt, it might be shorter than the other. Some of the things I might do, I might tape one and then tape it over here. Grab yourself one of those color markers, like the white one, just so you can say, okay, the short one goes here, the rest of them are long, or vice versa. Alright, so you got another one right here. Alright, same size. Should have one more already on this side right here. Same thing, so that was it's hard to loosen up. Just hold on to this, because you don't want to round that bolt off. Alright, so now we got the 4 bolts off. Should be able to move the throttle body out the way. Just a general inspection by looking at it right now. We haven't bought the spark plugs yet. You can see the throttle body is dirty. You want to make sure you keep this clean, so right before you put it in together, we're going to go ahead and buy the cleaner so we can have all this throttle body cleaned up. And if you look down here, right here is the bolt. The last bolt we need to take off to remove the air manifold. That's a 9. Get a shorter 9. Alright, this is 10 millimeter. If you want to take this throttle body completely out, you can unplug it, take all the stuff out, but I'm not trying to sit there and, you know, take everything out. No need to. I'm going to make sure I get some leverage. I can able to hold it. Just so guys give you a little trick here. Normally, when you're trying to loosen it up and you can't, you know, this is not going to fit in there, but usually I got a skinnier one. You can give yourself like a little bar just to give yourself more leverage so it can be easier to take out. Alright, so now we got the last bolt off. One of the things that you can do also is try to keep everything together. Sometimes, depending if I know I'm doing a job today and I cannot finish today, what I normally would do is what I call bag and tag. I put them in a Ziploc bag, grab a piece of tape, and put it across the Ziploc bag and just label it throttle body, you know, intake manifold. You start putting that stuff together so that way you won't forget what goes where. And with that being taken off, this should be able to remove easily here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and loosen this one right here. Alright. what I'm suspecting what's going on here is when we're taking these bolts off, as you can see, all of them has the whole bolt thread in there, and this one it didn't. So I think it's going to give us the pain. I'll have to lift it up higher, and you definitely just want to leave it alone, because if you try to take it out, you might try to put a pair of pliers or something like that. You're going to strip the threads, and you don't want to do that. So I think that's what's happening right now. Alright, what I see, what's going on, I think, right here, we're going to loosen this bolt right here, which is right here, but it seems like this is, it's pinking it in there. So I'm just going to loosen this one out right here and take this one out because it's part of the bracket. Let's see what size that is. I think that should be like 9mm. Alright, for this one, same, it's going to be a 10mm. Same thing, hold it. Somebody. Alright, this one's real tight right now, so we're going to try to use that trick I just told you guys. So give me some leverage. There you go. Come on, Johnny, you can see this. So I was telling you earlier, because of this thread being here, it's not going to be able to just come up. So as I can see right here, the bracket, it's got a little contour here. So it's in there, it's allowing it not to come out. So you take it out, just make sure you put it together. And these two bolts are a little bit different. So just keep in mind where they go. This is going to go in the bottom, this is going to go be in the one up here in the top. Hold on to that bracket. Alright, so you want to, you won't forget how it goes. Let's go ahead and just do this right here. Alright, let's see what happens now. As you can see how loose it is? So my theory was correct. This thread bolt here was the one that was stopping it. As you can see, now it's all loose now. I should be able to take it out. Definitely want to take out your dipstick for your oil. And you can see it's exposed. Personally me, I'd rather cover it. So make sure nothing gets in there into the pan. Put this to the side where you won't forget it. Oh, I gotta take out one more thing here I'm looking at, and it's gonna be a hose right behind it. So to grab my pair of pliers, see the hose right in here? Get your pair of pliers, crimp it together, push to the back. Oh, actually, I might not even take it out. There you go. Push this to the side. Actually, go ahead and take it out so we can have some more room. Actually, you know what? You ain't got to really take it out if you don't want to. It's up to you, because we got enough room here to get to your coil packs. Alright, so I got these loose. I'm looking right now. Sometimes these right here are a pain in the butt to take out. So a lot of times what I do is I loosen this up, and if I can take the whole coil pack without having to take this off, I just normally leave it like that. So right now what I'm going to do is, I'm not too sure what type of spark plug this car takes unless you call a dealership, but the dealership's closed today. You go to the auto stores, they're going to tell you, you know, what they sell there. So I don't know if it's the uranium or it's going to be the platinum spark plug. So that's what we're going to go find out right now by pulling one out. And I think that was... All right, 10 millimeter. All right, got the bolt off. I'm starting to have a lot of bolts now, so I gotta remember where I put them at. So I'm gonna put it right there. I'm loosening your coil pack, and you can see you have enough leverage to pull this whole thing out, so I'm not even gonna bother taking these plugs. Sometimes these plugs are hard to come out, sometimes they break, so I just rather just try to not do it and just pull the coil pack here to the side. Now you're gonna get your spark plug socket. Normally the standard size is a 5/8, so so I'm going to see if that's going to fit or not. And no, it's not. This was a 9/16, so it's going to be a 9/16. That's one of the things too you want to make sure when you, like for example, I have a Craftsman tool set. And my Craftsman tool set comes with a 5/8 spark plug socket and a 13/16 socket. And this one's a 9/16, so you want to make sure you have the right proper tools before you start your job. Luckily I already had it already. I want to make sure I take it out because I want to have good leverage here. Always remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. And when you're taking it out, you don't want to sit there and try to slug it, put any force. Just go with the flow with the ratchet when it's ratcheting. Remember, you're doing stuff like this in the car, you don't want to sit there and rush. Just make sure you give yourself some time when you're doing this in the morning, because sometimes something always happens. Alright, here goes the first one. When you put this spark plug socket inside, it's kind of like snug in there, so the spark plug's not catching in there. So I'm trying to catch it so it can come out. It's already loose. Just keep folding back in the bottom. There you go. Alrighty. So right now I'm looking at the spark plug, and if you've seen my videos before, I've given examples of what spark plug is supposed to look like. This right now is technically a normal wear and tear one. You can see the tip is pretty much already gone already. This right here is ash, not that bad. It was like real ashy, you have some problems. Alright, this right here, I smelled it because you want to make sure that this, to me I suspect, is your anti-seize that you put in here. If you saw oil in here, then you're going to have some problems. Might be your valve cover, spark plug O-ring is bad, or it could be an indication that you have a, your piston rings are worn and it's bypassing the oil and it's causing it to go here. That'd be a bad juju. But right now this is a perfect worn spark plug. This car has over 100K. It's already time to change it. So importance of these spark plugs is it's going to give you better fuel economy. And I'm looking at a spark plug right now, and this is a Denso Redanium. So that goes to show that this is what's going to have to buy again. And like I always tell everybody, normally when I do these videos so it can give you an idea how to do it yourself, with DIY stuff, and you can save yourself some money. And with these spark plugs right here, I believe they're $9 and some change. But you go, and I'm not an advocate of any auto parts store. I just do my due diligence, do my research. You go to Advanced Auto, you sign up, you get 20% off codes on the email, or sometimes you get the 25% off. So if you ever plan to do something in the near future, you get those 25% coupons, just get it, because you're saving yourself money. Every time I do this video, it's all about investing and saving your money instead of going to a shop and spending hundreds of dollars. Alright, so are we going to go ahead and stop the camera right here right now, because we already know what type of spark plugs we need to get. And when you're going to go ahead and buy that, some of the key factors you want to buy: there's 4 cylinders, so 4 spark plugs. You want to get your anti-seize, so that way if you ever have to change your spark plugs, this don't get seized up in inside your engine. You also want to get electro dialight grease. Is going to go in here. All right, so that way it won't get seized up and stuck in here. And you're going to get some throttle body cleaner. And you want to make sure too, when you go to the store to pick this up, you want to make sure you ask him what is the gap, because you have to gap these. It's very important to have the gap so you can get the appropriate spark required for this car, which I believe is .044, and we're going to just double check that. Other than that, see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. So we went ahead and purchased the stuff that we needed to complete our spark plug. So here's a new spark plug, and I just want to show you here the difference between a new one and a used one. How it looks. And like I said earlier, this is normal wear and tear, so it's a good spark plug expectancy. So I'm gonna put this one here real quick. The manufacturer's recommendation is saying that it has to be gapped .044. So I'm gonna grab here my gauge. I'm gonna put it in here in the beginning. You can see right here where it says .030, and I'm going to put it in there and start sliding it, and it's going to stop. Well, this one's stopping right now at 3934, so you might have to gap this a little bit more. But here's the thing though I'm going to talk about. The one I pulled earlier was at .040, so it's .004 more to go. Every time you go to the store, they're going to tell you it's a pre-gapped. I've never seen that theory happen before, but however, this is the first time though that I see a spark plug with this little tip coming up here. So to me, theoretically, if you take that out, you should be able to get that .044 gap. But I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to gap it just a little bit more to get at 40, and I'm going to show you why. As your spark plug wears, and I haven't touched none of this stuff here, so I'm going to show you how to gap them anyway. You come over here, and it's supposed to be .044, and we're technically at right now at .050, and we are literally at .059. So that's not good at all. When you don't have it gapped properly, you can get engine hesitation, and also your car and stuff that would not start any longer once the spark plugs are done. This vehicle particularly has been starting, but his fuel hasn't been to efficiency, so definitely want to gap them right. But I don't believe, if you can see here, even the top piece right here, it's pretty much worn down, and that's the reason why I'm going to look at the other ones. If the other ones are gapped at .040, I'm pretty confident to say that .004 is not going to make a difference. It's going to give you hesitation, because once it starts wearing out, it should give you that gap that you needed anyway. So, and when you gap them, this is what you want to do. Right now, it's not gapped all the way. So if it's gapped too much, what you do is you grab it here and slowly and gently, don't force it, just give it a little tap in, a little push in, little by little. All right, and then you come in and start checking your gap. You know, it's not, now it's still the same. So let me give a little bit more of a strength. It doesn't matter if this one breaks, because it's already old and it's being replaced. On the newer ones, you definitely don't want to give it too much strength. See, now it's at 5.2. So you just want to give it a little push. This is pretty beat up and old, so it's making it a little bit harder because it's got some carbon buildup in there. But however, if you have to give it a little bit of gap, what you do is you put this one in here like this, and this back piece is going to touch right here. Very carefully, just give it a little nudge. So I'm just gonna give it a nice little nudge, and I felt it go up. And look at this gap right here. It's way gapped out. It's like at 0.091. So that's the way you want to give a little gap, or you want to close it back up. Just go right here, push it, and just force it back down there. This spark plug's pretty much beat up. All right, so it's gapped right now. It's between 4.3 and 4.4. So I'm gonna leave it the way it is right now. The next thing you want to do now is put it inside your spark plug socket. All right. You're gonna grab some anti-seize lubricant, just a little bit. Normally it's recommended to use a little brush. I don't have one. And just rub it in here. Doesn't have to be a whole bunch, just just a little bit enough in there, just to go in there. So whenever next person takes it back out, it's not going to be stuck in there.
So it makes it easier to get out.
Yep, exactly. Makes it easier to get out.
All right, there you go.
All right. And you're going to come down here. You start putting it down, just kind of start turning a little bit to make sure it starts going into the thread perfectly. If you gotta force it to go in there, do not do that because you're cross-threading it. So you want to be carefully, just slowly. It's already catching in there. You're tying it all the way down. All right, I stopped right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my ratchet in here, and I'm gonna tighten it up some more, handheld, just slightly. Don't need to slug it, slowly. All right, it stops right there. Normally, spark plugs, depending on the car make, is about 13 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque wrench, so what I do is once it gets snug in there, just give it a quarter of a turn, and that's it. You don't need to slug it, make it tight, because you could mess it up, break it up in there. Hold on, let me just make sure it's tight. Hold on. All right, right there. There can't go no more. I'm not going to force it no more. It's going to give that quarter of a turn. And that's it. Next thing you want to do now is going to get some dielectric. And this is for your spark plug boot, for the same thing, so it won't get stuck in there. It'll be easier to take out. What you do is grab this right here, just wipe it down. Just put it in there like this, inside there. All right. And then you're going to go ahead and make sure this part area here is clean. You're going to go ahead and put this back in there. You want to make sure when you're doing your spark plug change, you go one by one. No need for you to rush, take everything out, and they get confused. Not sure which one got changed out or not. Just do one by one. Then you're going to grab your 10mm. Grab your 10mm. Same thing. Once it gets tight, just quarter of a turn. That's it. No need to slug it. Remember, these parts are plastic. You can crack it. All right, now you're going to go to the next one. All right, so we already got all our spark plugs in here ready. Everything's all tightened up. And when you get the chance, you start taking stuff apart. You can see here, it's all dirty, it's gunky, it's filthy. Your throttle body's dirty also. You want to make sure you clean it up too, because you don't want the stuff to get stuck. Because if it starts getting stuck in your throttle body, you're going to have some hesitation. So I'm going to grab this carb throttle body cleaner. Just go in there and just spray it. It's kind of like a little cold air. You can see how it's starting to get clean. This is all it is. All the stuff you see in here is carbon buildup. You don't want that to have that come out here too. Alright, once you're done spraying that up, grab yourself a clean rag and just wipe it through. You can see some of that stuff still there. Just wipe it through, get it all cleaned up. Get all that carbon deposit in here cleaned up. All that dirt. come on the inlet side. Just be careful when you are opening the throttle, because the end of it's kind of sharp, so you don't want to cut yourself. Very careful. Alright, take a look at it now. It's pretty clean. If you put the camera in there, you can see it's a big difference. Nice and clean now. Then on this side, it's pretty much clean in here too. Let's get a little bit more spray here. Alright, look at it now, that black stuff build up in there, so gone. So we clean. Now you're gonna come over here now. And same thing, spray over here. You don't gotta get it all inside there, but just in the outside enough so get all that gunky stuff cleaned up. Because you're gonna have to replace that gasket here shortly. Alright, let's go in there. Don't need to go crazy. No. Get all that stuff cleaned up. Get all that stuff cleaned up. You grab your rag. See all that stuff right here. Get all that stuff cleaned up in there. Do not put like no screwdrivers or anything like that where you're gonna scratch up the parts. Just want to do a little basic cleaning. So you put the new gasket in there, it's going to seal properly, do its job. You can see some of the stuff still coming out. Just keep, spraying a little bit in there, get it all cleaned up. Grab over here. You can see right here, use the nail. Again, do not use any sharp objects to scrape the stuff off, whatever, because you're going to be damaging it, and then you're not going to get a proper seal. So you want to keep going, clean it down here. You know, I was thinking about, actually, I think these bolts should have came out and that should have been here. You see how loose it is now? Stop the camera for me, Johnny. You saw that?
Yep.
So I don't think these were supposed to have come out.
Well, he took that one out at the end.
I just be careful. I'm going to have a paper gasket back there, but I think it should be fine. Just gotta be careful, put it back in. Alright, cool. Alright. That's already pretty much cleaned up. Alright. Gonna start it again. Alright, so now we got all this stuff cleaned up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start putting everything back together. So we're gonna start off again with the throttle body. Push this in here. Oh, wait a minute. Forgot. Gotta take your old gasket out. Get the new one. Same thing, you want to just wipe the stuff down. Swipe it down. So you can turn this around. See right there? You want to make sure when you put this in here, this part's the one that's going to be coming out here. Let's double check it just to make sure that it's the same way, it's the same design. So it is the same design, so even if it went the other way around, it still will fit in here. Let's make sure you get this gasket in there, sitting right, so when you put it back in, it's not going to pinch and it won't create a proper seal. Alright, so that's good in there, this is good. Alright. Alright, this was the O-ring here that's going to go in here. And I'm trying to take it off. Let's see a tab. So I'm going to use this right here. Personally, me, if this is like, it's not bad at all, you can see. It's still in good condition, but I mean, it's in there. Just go ahead and replace it if it's in there already. I mean, you pay for it, so change it. But personally, me, I wouldn't have replaced it there, handy. Not a big deal, because it's part of the air coming inside anyway, the beginning stages of it. So it would have been like a real big deal. But and the tab was actually right here, so go ahead and look at both sides, same way. No difference when you put it. Once again, push it in there. Alright, it's sold inside there right now. Once again, make sure it's in there. You're good to go. Now I can go ahead and put this on. Alright, so I'm not pinching anything at all. Should be good in there. Alright, I'm going to start off with back here. Actually, you know what, let me start off with the throttle body first. So when we did the throttle body, we took out this screw right here that was holding this manifold place up. So I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side and put my bolt back in here on the bottom and make sure that it's aligned. Alright, so we already put the L bracket in here. The 12mm here is tightened up already, and then the 10mm here. Alright. Next thing I'm looking in here is this hose right here. This hose going to go into your PCV. And normally if you're doing a complete tune-up, it is a good idea to go ahead and replace your PCV also. And same thing. Crimp the hose down here, slide it down. Alright, and spin it up a little bit more. Alright, it's in there. Okay, so next step now is going to go ahead and start putting your bolts back up in here. Alright, so we already got two bolts in already. Then we got this last two. Now keep in mind that originally when we took out the bolts, you always want to make sure how you're taking them out. If you remember the beginning of the video, this bolt right here is similar as this one. All right. So you want to make sure that you put them in back at the same time, because if you don't, look at the difference. This one's got more thread to go inside, and this one's got less. So you want to make sure you put them in the right way. All right. So this one's going to go in here, and then this one's going to go here. So once again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your fifth one that's right here, and you know the nut came out instead of the whole thing. So same thing, 10 millimeter. All right, once again, it gets snug. Don't slug it, because it's all plastic. You don't want to break the plastic. Just give it a quarter of a turn. Quarter of a turn. All right, right there, quarter of a turn. The one down here. Quarter of a turn. All right, then you got the one back here. All right, stops right there. Then your last one. Alright, that's tightened up. So now, what you want to do now is grab your oil dipstick, which
On the ground over there.
it's on the ground. Thank you. It's on the ground. Just make sure that you know you are putting this down there in your oil pan. Should give it a good wipe. Something was to escape anyway. Doesn't really matter, because the oil pan is where oil is going to sit once you starts going through your air oil filter, and any contaminants that might have in there will stop it from going into your system. Alright, so you want to do that, clean it up, open this back up. You want to make sure though, you put everything back the way it was. Push it back in there, alright. Then I'm going to double check everything in this area. So I already had this already tightened up in here. This goes back in here in this bracket. Oh, looks like the bracket broke or something. Alright, it goes in there. This is securely tightened. Alright, nothing else in this area. So now we're going to go with these little brackets here for your cover. Then you grab your 10 millimeter, tighten it up. Remember, not too tight, it's all plastic stuff, so you don't want to crack and break it. So I'm looking at the top of my hood and I'm seeing like I barely have anything left now. So I do know these two right here go right here for the cover that goes in here, the engine cover. And all I got left now is my intake. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it. And in case you forget how it goes, I mean, it's kind of like a puzzle piece. You can see how the flow of the hose goes in there. So remember, we took it out from here first. I'm going to go ahead and start off from the throttle body. Just double check, make sure nothing got in here, it's clean. Remember, this stuff's going inside your engine when the air is coming in through here. Alright, so get that in there. It went easier than taking it out. And then other piece goes in here. Give yourself, you know, if your hands are small enough, because you know some people got big hands that can do that. Just give yourself a sweep around here on your air filter cover to make sure that it's all in there properly before you secure it. All right, same here. Get a little sweeping motion, it's all in there. Alright, then grab your 10mm and start tying it up. As you can see right down here, it's got a little hole in there to the bracket to make sure it's aligned properly. So I make sure it's aligned there before I start tying stuff down and not tying it down properly. So it's in there real good. Alright, now I can go ahead and start tying it down. And I believe this one was an 8mm. Let's try that 8mm in there. Oh, looks like it's a little bigger. 7. Oh, 7mm. Go ahead and hold it, start tying it down. Alright, same thing with this. You know, once you get it like snug enough where it's not turning, you don't gotta do it too tight either, like, cause you're gonna snap that. Alright, so right there is good enough for me. Double check this again. Sure it's good to go. It's in there. Alright. Take this extension off. Put it in here. Just do it by hand. It's a little bit difficult turning it with this bracket here in the way. This plastic piece right here going towards the frame. Let's get a little bit towards here and there. Starting to get a little bit tight. It's getting tighter. And keep in mind too, when you're doing a tune-up, besides changing spark plugs, for tune-up also, it's you know, for fuel injected cars, it's your PCV, your air filter, your oil change, all that good stuff, you know. But you already guys done it already. And there's no need for you to do all that. All right. I think the hose is tight enough in there. I'm gonna go ahead and try to pull it. All right, securely fastened in there. Now I'm gonna start following all this stuff in here. Make sure I got everything tightened up. I see this one right here. It's got a little hole in here. This goes in here. So I'm gonna turn this around. Get it back in there. It's gotta be careful though. It's all plastic pieces in here, so gotta be gentle with it. Push it back in there. Grab the pliers. A little bit difficult right now, but there you go. Get it back in there. Alright, it's in there. Looking around, is there anything else that I might have missed? And yep, thank you, yep, the wire's right here. It's gonna go back in there, push it back in there. Keep looking. I believe I am good to go. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So much for the car in here. Let me just pop this in here just to see if it's easier now. Take a peek in here. And I can see a little bit of my air filter. It looks pretty good. I mean, you gotta take all the stuff out to check the whole filter, air filter out, but we'll do that here in another day. But everything to me looks pretty good. Everything's fastened, secure. I don't see anything else loose, anything missing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my engine cover on. Remember, these two pieces go in here. Alright, then you gotta align the two here. Alright. You grab your 10mm. All right. All right, last thing we need to do now is, you can check one more time, but I'm confident that we got everything. So now I'm going to do is to make sure that I take everything out of the compartment. Everything out of the engine compartment, rags, all the tools that we use, get them out. Before you start the car, you don't want something to fall in, hit the belt, something's going to go wrong. Take everything out. Alright, everything's done. What now I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take over the camera. I'm going to have my client go ahead and start his car up, make sure it starts, and now he should be able to have good fuel efficiency in his car because he's got brand new spark plugs, and he saved himself at least $350. You ever want to know how much you're going to save by doing your own DIYs? It's called the dealership. Usually we know that a little bit higher. You can call and shop around your area, see how much they cost, do the math. We want to spending these spark plugs for about 17 and some change, and I think we're going to spend like $50-something for it. We bought the throttle body cleaner, the gasket, your anti-seize, and then your electro grease, and we want to spend probably close to
100.
Probably like $100-something, if that, low hundreds, the low teens, and I will guarantee it that you can take this to a dealership. You would have spent probably about $400. I know for some cars I've done before, I've called myself $650, $700, all depends, but give yourself some time to do it, and you can get it done yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and take over the camera right now. I'm going to have my client start his car and watch his car start. Alright, got his car started. Happy, satisfied customer. Thanks for tuning in. If you like my content, subscribe below and follow me in my journey as I show you how to do car maintenance and home repairs.